Woohoo! So recording has been started. Today we will talk about the typography, right? So typography is type, mean text, and graphy is how to use it, right? So typography, so knowledge about the type is called typography. Actually, in nutshell, in a very layman language, right? Technical definition is a little different, but this is the layman language, right? So where we use the typography? That is a very good question. We use always typography in design, right? So design could be like hoarding design, brochure, website, any type of mobile application. In every design we use typography, right? So if we talk about what are the design elements, so design elements are the most important element. Without that you cannot even design a single screen. That is called typography. And second, that we call colors. And third is visuals like photography, illustration, iconography, etc. Right? So these all 3-4 combos will create a proper design. So these are the design elements, okay? And you can never imagine a design without typography, because without typography every design is kind of a art, right? Photographer click a picture. Have we ever say that okay, this is a design? No, we always say this is the photography art. Why? Because when you see any photograph, you make your own perception, right? In your current state of mind or in your like previous state of mind. So those perception or as per your own thinking capability, right? You make your own perception. Like, okay, this is what I understood to see that particular art. Okay? In the similar manner, paintings, any kind of wall art, any kind of mural. So those are or those all have the category of art. Without typography, every design is an art actually. It's not actually the correct phrase, but without typography, if someone is presenting you and saying that okay, this is a design, actually this is not a design, it's an art. So what is design is you put an image, and along with like in the hoarding boards, right, you put on left side you put an image, beautiful image, and on the right side you're saying this is what we are. Don't use your brain. We are telling to our consumer or user that don't use the brain, this is what we want to communicate you. So this is actually a very beautiful communication tool which we call typography, right? So first we'll talk about the artistic typography. What is artistic typography, right? So I will show you some art today, some art from my gallery. Let's see, because I also do the typographical arts when I got time. So this is my artistic gallery, okay, and I will get some design and typographical artwork. Give me one moment. So this is a logo, right? But in this logo, and this is a design actually, I use A as a brand mark, and it's clearly communicating that this is an A, and it's in the shape of arrow. Like arrow is a symbol of progress, move forward, right? Or looking forward. Then I have this one. This digital printing I created like 1.5 years ago, And namaste, how I design the namaste in A shape.
Yeah.
This is the design. A namaste form, right? Design. This is the Merry Christmas typographical design, where I am adding Christmas elements around the typography. Then this is, you can say this is not a design, but this is art, right? Everybody is a, but if you see the reflection, right, there are so many arts I created, like, okay, this one,
ये दिखाया जरा कीबोर्ड वाले.
which one? This one?
हाँ देख.
Okay, this one. So this is a book cover I designed for some writer, right? This is my own photography. I just taken a photography and I make the typographical art on top of that photography. This is a sunset in Himachal. I clicked more from my camera, and very way back, this click is around, I think, 2010. 2011. I clicked in 2010, I know. So here what I did, I added typographical element, like E become just like, let free your imagination. That was my phrase. So free word into the typographical phrase. Okay. Another one is pains, the how we explain the words, how we play the words. So this is the word play. Okay. And then when Steve Jobs died, so I dedicated this wallpaper to Steve Jobs with his own products, you know. So these all are Apple products, and written Steve Jobs with the products, you know.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
And in the logo there is a Steve Jobs in the negative space. Then I have, like, this is the artwork, but this is also a kind of a typography, but not complete one. And then designer. This is the full definition according to me, a designer, right? So again the wordplay. So let me show you some other typographical art which are very popular on DeviantArt. So let me go there. Typography. See, this is called art. This is also art. See, camera built with alphabets. This is very famous art on internet. This is one art. So let's talk about this. Sorry. So Hulk created with mad, punk, like bash, fight, or some kind of funky words, right? Art. Typography makes me vomit. So vomit with the alphabet. Very popular on internet.
Right.
Yeah, this is very popular actually. So the popularity of this art is like 68k views, 180 comments, 748 favorites. Very popular. Then the secret to originality, you know, this is also kind of a typographical work, or you can say art, right? This is also an art, collage, play with type. Again art, made everything with alphabets.
Alphabets?
Yes, everything. Camera designed by alphabets. Only alphabets. I think this is award-winning art. Oh, no. Okay, this one. So this is called typographical art. Okay. And what is the exact typography then? So we will talk about not about this typographical art, but we will talk about where we can use in a correct manner, in an aesthetical manner, the whole typography concept in our design. So we will talk about typography around the design, right? So that is very important. So let's talk about it. So today we will talk about this. This PPT I created long time back in 2010, and still I always give this PPT to my interns. Okay. So this is this PPT which we will discuss today, right?
Sir, Greek words होते कितने नहीं?
There are so many Greek words, but I am not aware about it, frankly speaking. So, typography. What is typography? Let's break it down first. Typography is derived from Greek word like typos is equal to form, shapes. Graphy means writing. So we are writing with shapes. And let's suppose if we talk about the language, you know, and one of the ancient language is one of the ancient language, the people when they started communication with the language or with the writing, that we call they communicate with drawings.
Okay. Sign symbols.
You can say sign symbol or drawings like Ajanta and Ellora caves. There you can see, even I never visited over there, but on picture or in YouTube videos, in that time they communicated to the world with the drawings. So that is also a language actually. So slowly that drawing converted into the alphabets, and how this is the evolution of a language, you know. So after that there are a lot of different languages has been developed, right? So this is how people communicate actually, and this is how your design should communicate in front of people. Best tool, beautiful tool. And typography you cannot learn from Figma, you cannot learn from XD, you know. Typography is kind of a theory. You have to understand this theory first, right? And when you will understand this typography theory, then you are the king in the typography. You can even create your own fonts. Okay, even in this course I'm not talking about how to create the font, but there is a possibility that you can create your own fonts. There are many tools available on internet. So first you have to draw your font in Illustrator. Then that tool will convert those illustrated drawings into fonts, right? So this is called typography, means form writing, typo writing. Okay. So let's talk about a definition. Typography is the art and technique of designing, setting and arranging types. The majority of this information comes from the words. Therefore, typography is the most basic form of graphic design and perhaps the most important tool of a graphic designer. Typography can be a very complicated topic, but understanding some simple concepts and rules can result in solid typography and help make good graphic design great. So if you have knowledge about the typography, you can make good design to great design, because there is only one very thin layer, is how easily your user is understanding your design. That's it. And where and there the typography play a very important role in that. Right? Okay, let's talk about the third slide. Sections of typography. So here is a spelling mistake, let me correct. There are 5 sections of typography: typefaces, line length, leading, tracking, kerning. So in this PPT, I covered these all are 5 elements. Then we have typefaces. A typeface is a design for a set of display fonts. We have different various kind of typefaces on internet, on even on Google Fonts or Adobe Fonts. So those called like a typeface, like Arial. Arial is a typeface. In Arial, if there is a different variety, that we call font family. Okay. So a typeface is a design for set of display fonts. These all are display fonts, right? Each for a set of characters in number of specific sizes. Typefaces often come as a family of typefaces, with individual typefaces for italic, bold, other variation in the main design. A font is equal to member of particular typefaces. Example, Arial Black is a typeface. Arial Black, bold, regular, italic, those are different typefaces. Or you can say that as a combo, the whole is a font family. So types of typefaces. So first we have typefaces. So now we talked about typefaces, and now we are talking about types of typefaces. So we have serif, sans serif, scripts, ornamental, monospaced, symbol. Yesterday this what I was talking about.
Serif.
Yes. So what is the difference in between serif and sans serif is? Actually, serif is a Latin word, right? Latin word.
Okay.
Ever notice that little pointy things, the thick and the little ones, thin ones, that stand out at the end of some of the strokes that forms a letter? Yeah, those little buggers are called serif. Means this. You see, as have a yes, exactly. And this D have no any bugger, right, or any pointy thing. So this is a sans serif. Means sans means without serif. Sans means without serif. So this is very easy to remember. If there is a serif, and if it is sans serif, means without serif, right? So there are many fonts which I am talking about. Like, okay, Arial is a font. It's a sans serif. Times New Roman, which have pointy things, that is a serif font. Garamond, Georgia. There are a lot of fonts which have the pointy things that we call serif. Sans serif have like Helvetica, right? Arial, Roboto, Google Sans, right? So those all are sans serifs. In our Think 360 website, we have mixed blend of serif and sans serif. So this is a serif and this is a sans serif. Very less company you see on internet related to IT or tech world who they are using the serif fonts, and we are one of them, right? So our H1 H2 tag is in serif fonts. Yeah.
Serif Sans बोलते हैं.
Yeah. And on my personal website on principal.in, there is only there is also the same pattern. One is serif font, heading text, and then sans serif. So if you go, let's suppose in any case study, so headings are
Serif.
serif, and that is the sans serif.
ये सर सारे यूज कर देंगे तो सी सेटिंग यूज
No,
कर
this is my own. Like I'm just with the serif. Serif we have to use where we would like to show the timeless thing.
जो काफी टाइम लॉस करते
Yes, or those are like very old in that particular domain. Think 360 already have like 12 years, right? So when we 2 years back, like on 10th anniversary, I introduced serif in the website, right? Like people can trust easily on the serif font, right? That okay, they can see that okay, they have expertise, they have like good backup, right?
ये भी सबकॉन्शियस माइंड ਚ ਬੈਠ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਟਾਈਪੋਗ੍ਰਾਫੀ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ
Obviously, yes, it is.
ਜਿਵੇਂ ਯੂਜ਼ਰ ਨੂੰ ਮਤਲਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਸਾਂਸ ਸੈਰਿਫ ਹੈ ਸਭ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਜੋ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਛੋਟੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਿਹਾ
Yes,
ਉਸ ਚ ਬ੍ਰੇਨ ਸਿਗਨਲ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਨੇ ਕਿ
yes. User receive the information through these forms. So okay, next is. So this is clear, serif and sans serif. Now let's talk about the script typefaces. So any like calligraphical font we call script fonts. So imitate handwriting or calligraphy wala. ठीक है? They typically use for logos or I'm not saying logos only, like wedding logos, birthday logos, right? Or invitations, right? Where we are actually this is a inviting font. Right, so in the old time, people like when I'm still saying that designers in the old time when there is no laptop or everything, like I'm talking about 1700 years, like, and in that time, how they create the invitation? They create the invitation with calligraphy. You see that ink, and they wrote from a peacock feather, right? Right, so that is called from one side they chop it off, right, so that they can create the whole calligraphic effect. I have calligraphy pen as well. I will show you tomorrow. Okay, so this is called script font typefaces. Then we have ornamentals. Ornament also know the novelty or sometimes display. Typefaces are used for exclusively for decorative purpose. So these are the ornaments font where you can say like different shapes in the type of in the form of type. Okay, and in this arena, the Tribune, same font, and this font we call ornament font. Okay, then we have monospaced. So monospaced actually are serif font. Okay, but each and every letter is a proper width of each letter. So if you say T have the same width which H have.
Okay, we can say they are placed in the same size of box,
but in the width. Okay, I have the same because base is the same. So this we call monospace. Okay, and then we have symbol.
height the rule apply hunda wala.
It can apply, but what we will, if we apply on the height, then maybe it's not readable, right? Then we have symbol typeface. So these are the symbolic typefaces, like clock, flock, bullets, railroad, timetable, symbols, CD index, etc. So these all are symbolic. Then we have glyphs. So glyphs actually always available in like big font families, right? So glyphs are like numbers of characters available in your typeface. Like, is your typeface you can say adopting multi-language or not? Like, let's suppose if you're writing in German, so German have special characters on top, and they have like some kind of glyphs. So this we call glyphs. Okay, I'm not talking about Hindi font, but this look like English, but there is the glyphs available so that this font can easily translate into the multi-language. I'm talking about German, Spanish, etc. Okay, so then we have line height. So the line height in the typography line height is the width occupied by a block of typeset text measured in inches, pixels and points. There are 4 basic typographic elements: flush left, flush right, justified, center. This I will explain you with visuals. So this is what I'm talking about. Flush left, flush right, flush justification, okay, center line.
फर्क कैसे flush left और flush justification there is?
Flush right, flush justification means it will add more space in between.
Okay, मतलब इतना सारा
Yeah, exactly. Never ever use full justification in your designs.
कभी भी नहीं करनी चाहिए.
No. It only uses in newspapers to save the space or in magazines, but never ever use this particular term in your web design or in mobile app design. Why? Because it will kill the readability, right? So you can use left, right, center line, but not justification. Then we have leading. These next two slides are very, very important. The whole typography is related to design in these 2 next slides. Even whole 15 slides are very important, but these 2 slides you have to understand with examples. Okay, I will show you some examples in typographical, or you can say graphic design tools, even in Figma as well. So line spacing, which we call leading. So the space in between one line to another line, or in between 2 lines, we call leading. Line spacing is the space between lines of lettering. Line spacing may also be called leading. The distance between lines of lettering should not be exactly the same dimension as letter height, but there should be enough airspace between lines of lettering to make it easy to read. So these line spacing can enhance your readability, or you can decrease your readability, right? Your design readability. So you have to calculate this very wisely. So
LH की
line height. Then we have tracking and kerning. So in typography, letter spacing, also called tracking, refers to the amount of space between a group of letters. Kerning in typography, kerning is the process of adjusting the spacing in between characters in a proportional font. Means tracking apply on the whole word, but kerning is only apply in between 2 alphabets. Okay. Yeah. I will explain you. So let's talk about these 2 things. Okay. So let's talk about first line spacing or leading. So we have Illustrator. I will create a new canvas. So I will say the same word. If I will draw it now, it will also add. So on the right side we have font and we have a paragraph. Okay. So in our paragraph, we have tools. Control. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. So in this line, we have characters. We can increase the font size, right? And in every graphical tool, either UI design tool or in graphical tool, have typography settings. Okay, and you have to know that, okay, where are those typographical settings. So in Illustrator, this is called line height. If you will stop your mouse here now, and there is a set the line height. Okay, you can do it like this. You see, improving. And now this is your eye where you can satisfy the, okay, I can read it now, and I'm happy with this leading. Are you able to read it clearly or not?
Yes, sir.
So this is the best line height for this sized paragraph.
साइज किससे रिलेटेड है?
Huh?
साइज की रिलेटेड है?
Size है I think 14 pixel. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir. We can say 1.5x.
I will explain you a little bit more. Don't worry. Next is how to control this line. Let's suppose I only want in a paragraph with these two lines, line height should be a little decreased. So what I have to do, I have to select Option key in Mac or Alt key in Window and arrow up. Only these two lines, line height will happen, right, or disturb, right? You see? And if you will select more than 4 lines, those 4 lines typography will disturb. Like that. So this you have to understand. Alt, up, left, arrow up, arrow left, arrow down, arrow up, arrow down. Okay. So this is called leading. Let's talk about kerning and tracking. So I will type the same name, vast, which we have in our presentation. I will increase the font a little bit so that you guys can read, and I will choose the font Times New Roman. Which one? Serif.
Serif, okay.
When you it's a very minute detail, but let me check. Add. You see, this particular font is not. What is the problem in this?
Problem से V the
Word.
A ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ थोड़ा difference
Yes,
दिख रहा है.
there is a more space in between V and A, right? How to control it? You have to click. You have to select in between V and A. Press Alt, left arrow. So it's just like adjustment. So now it's fixed.
Yep.
So, and how to do with the tools? Select characters, and over here this is called tracking for the selected characters.
जब आप V select कर ले तो pro.
Yeah. And this one is set the kerning between two characters. So I click over here. I will see it's improving, increasing, and now it's decreasing. So
Yes.
this is called,
Correct.
and this is called tracking. So tracking apply on the whole word. Select whole word and then apply. So it will apply on like this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is called tracking and kerning. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Next thing is so tracking, kerning. Then we have ink traps. Ink traps are never ever use these type of one border in white edges because it will never print. This tip is related to printing. So when an offset printed document uses more than one ink on the same page, each ink must be printed in register, perfectly aligned with any other inks that is abuts, so that there is no gap where the different inks meet. Means, So if you are using like this white, and so these inks will meet and it will kill the whole printing. Yes. So whenever you need this type of thing, so apply on all sided the same single color with the proper contrast. That's it. So double click to add it, like okay, serif, slab serif, sans serif, script font, display. So normally display, where we see the display font in digital clocks.
Right now there.
Yes, in on airport, right? Monospaced and all other.
Especially the display का मतलब मैं क्यों प्लान करता?
Because you are displaying something.
ज़्यादा क्या चाहिए उन्होंने क्या चाहिए?
It's always bricked, like in watches we have, na? So it's a category of the typeface.
Time usually shows.
Yes, yes.
Also slab serif कितना होगा?
Slab serif.
Second option.
Slab serif is actually it's a font name. It's a font name actually. Slab serif. No. Wait a minute. Slab serif font name is this. Let me check. I don't know about what is slab serif. So let's talk about what is slab serif. So in typography, slab serif also called mechanist, square, serif, antique, or Egypt. Maybe. Let's talk about on Wikipedia. This font also have the same width. And difference in between slab serif and monospaced. Let me explain. So this is what we have. So E, G, Y, P, T all have like same width, right? But in monospaced we have the width, the same width, but we have pointy thing on one edge. So let me show you what is this one, monospaced. So either C on top have the pointy thing or at the bottom. So this is the very minute difference in between slab serif and monospaced. Yeah, exactly. Some alphabet have, some alphabet don't have. Okay, but space is same. So this is all about typography. Now the important thing is where you have to use which typeface. Let's talk about that. Okay, let's come back on this particular space. So serif font, let's suppose you are talking about any or you're designing a retro design, right? Retro means old design. Then you should don't think anything, just directly use the serif font. It will change the mood of the design into modern to retro. Okay. Sans serif, all corporate websites have the sans serif. IBM, Accenture, Apple, they all have sans serif. Okay, even Microsoft. Script typefaces. Let's suppose if you are working on a wedding brand, or inviting kind of thing, or if you are designing a website or any logo for event management company. Any event management company, right? You can use script font. I never suggest the ornaments typefaces. Even I personally use very less time like monospaced font, but in pack design we use the monospaced font, right? So to give like little difference in between, like they are also very old company, no? That's why they didn't directly use the serif font, but they use the monospaced. No. That is a visual language, right? You will understand when you will read a lot of branding books, right? Symbol typefaces, you can use it where you need any symbol. Otherwise, I prefer you should draw by your own. Okay. Ornamental I never use it, and that is the all time of thing. old time.
लोग कितने करते हैं?
You can use in logo or any brand mark. You can create your own ornament typeface, right?
अच्छा जो
Of-
फिगर ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ word
Yeah, exactly. Just like let me show you. Very good post. Typography logo. Okay. Typography. See, egg within the G.
सेंटर चेक है
Yeah. Hero,
बिजली
golf, antique. I with
ਜਿਵੇਂ
language.
ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਐਸਪਾਇਰੋ ਸੀਗਾ ਸੇ
Exactly.
ornamental
Huh. You can say you're not using actually ornament typeface, but you are giving a ornament typeface look with a modern look, like crisp, right? Ink, so ink will USA, right? Music notes, movers. You got your answer?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So next thing is, let's talk about how to use proper typography with a proper tool. Okay. So I will talk today GT GRT calculator, golden ratio calculator. Golden ratio I will explain you when we will talk about after the color palette. Okay. So golden ratio is a number. If you are making a logo as per the golden ratio rule, right? Your logo will become more sophisticated, more balanced. So actually golden ratio came from natural thing, right? Like flowers, petals, right? Like from circles, from universe. The whole universe is depend on golden ratio. Our face, let's suppose if our face is more closer to the golden ratio, we are more beautiful, we are more handsome, right? So golden ratio apply on many things, all natural things or all shapes have either golden ratio closer, golden ratio like 1.6 something, right? So either 1.9, 1.8 or 2.1. So the more we are going
closer to the
far away from the golden ratio number, the things will become unbalanced. The more closer we are coming to the golden ratio, the things will become more balanced. So Twitter logo, Apple logo, these all logos are golden ratio applied, proper GRT logo. Okay, I will explain you, don't worry. Golden ratio, I will take one class on golden ratio. So why I am showing this, you select a font. Okay, what font you are using? Let's suppose I am using Roboto. Okay, so I will go very quickly niche Roboto. I type a font, okay, 14 pixel. I will tell, okay, this is my content with like 1240 show GRT. So according to this calculator will tell me that okay, this font you have, this font size you have chosen, this should be the line height, this should be the content width, this should be the CPL, this is the scale of H1 tag, H2 tag, or in between one H1. So if you are using this, so then height, what type of height should be. So this is the below we have example of this particular GRT calculator applied on this. So this is the paragraph, one paragraph to another paragraph. See H1 tag, H2 tag, H3 tag, and the height is the same which we have on top, 63 pixel. So this calculator will help you to create a balanced design related to typography. So this is what we talked about typography. Any question?
Yes, sir.
Any question, Vani?
No, sir.
I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Okay, so let me stop the recording.